Hello!
See you?
And welcome to Silence in the Class, please.
Oh, Zill's got here in time.
Hey! I was just saying, this is a show where people get here like an hour late, and often Xylamos is one of them who's like the most excited to be here, and like, I got here late, what happened? It's like, oh, in the first hour, we like ratified a kingdom, or something, like something massive happened. You know.
It's either that or a meme. No in between.
Well, sometimes the meme is the big plot.
You're
That's
almost king.
Yes, almost king, but not quite. For King Skarhane Kolgard still needs to be deposed off the Black Jaw. And that is Chapter 2 of Mind Over Matter in a nutshell. Mission. Become king. And you're a lot closer now than you were before, because you have done successfully the time heist. Changing time, technically, kind of. And you investigated the Varghul infestation within Abunar, the Deep Dwarf City, and met up with Harrenhal while you were there, and even investigated deeper into the tombs, and did some general mortician's work, I guess, working out the cause of death, finding out that within the tombs there were dwarves that are being either hidden or stored, but all died in the same way, with a mark left upon their lips. And you have your theories, and I will not tell you if they are correct or nay.
Yes. Now I remember why I was under the why I was thinking we were back home. It's because the session ended last time with Ashal trying to connect with the imp soul and succeeding, and then we had the really amazing timing on the camera cutting out.
That's right. You did do that. You did do that at home. I'm glad you remember that, because I somehow forgot that.
I have no memory of this place.
It's all gone. I've like I don't know. I guess they say it's good to live in the moment. And whatever happened like a week ago is just not there anymore. But whatever. I'm sure it's fine. So that is the last thing that happened. You got back home, and Ashal did some weird science. And with a imp trapped in a soul gem attempted to communicate, you had also been burned by attempting to absorb... Well, by the first time you tried to absorb the souls of one of these fiendish creatures. And that actually seemed to be the key to making this connection. You didn't actually kind of explore the connection yet. You just sort of checked that it all worked. But I remember Ocean being very upset because the connection has left these burned marks all over the left arm of Ashal. There's like these rings. It almost resembles deep speech, the way that the Ebamari write. In like,
I don't remember being upset about this.
You were very upset. You were very
upset.
I was very upset.
Ashal hurt himself for magic. Ocean was upset. We've seen this many a time. But you haven't actually communicated with it. You basically unlock the ability to communicate, but it does harm you. I'm sure I gave you an exact amount of HP it would damage each time. I think it was 10 HP damage every time you wanted to communicate with, basically ask a question to the soul gem. Almost like an awkward speak with dead. And that's when you were like, man, we should probably take a long rest before we do this again. And then your camera cut out. So, is there anything else you want to do before you guys take a long rest, safe back at Bogdan's little secret family home?
I'd like to hit the right button to unmute. I'm good.
Okay. Your long rest happens without a hitch. There are no assassins in the night, or zombies, or Varghouls, or giant snake people, or giant spider people.
Now I'm afraid that I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night And this baby's just gonna be staring at me.
Also, now I'm concerned about giant people.
That's the one type of giant from old school D&D that's unique because it kind of looks like a human, but just big. I can't remember what they're called like Roostons or something. It's like, oh, the special power of this giant is it looks like a big human. Very cool.
Very magical.
Very cool. You wake up fine. The baby is... the baby's like wiggling around. I don't know if the baby is a proper crawler yet, but the baby is like 5 feet away from where you left him. Baby's still unnamed.
I always forget.
never have a real child.
Well, the thing is, I've got names for future rats and all of these different things. One is going to be Cotton, the other's going to be Candy.
Catcher Owl. That's a good rat name.
Catcher and Owl.
Yeah.
No, Owl's a terrible rat name. Anyway.
It is a pretty bad rat name.
Yo, everyone, what should I call this baby?
Him?
No. Ifrith.
You know, my great uncle is still called Baby to this day. He's in his 80s. His wife calls him Baby. I mean, that's probably the most normal, actually, now that I think about it. But I mean, literally everyone. He's in his 80s, and everyone calls him Baby. He's my great uncle Baby.
I think that's pretty cool, honestly.
Don't lie to me, Jacob.
No, I'm 100% telling the truth. I can get my mom up here. It's her uncle. He's babysitting right now. She can confirm this.
Validated.
No pic, no proof.
Got receipts.
Yeah, you're trying to validate this fact that his name is Baby, and you're like, a picture.
Exactly.
Oh, my face hurts.
So
Now that person is Baby. What's that thing? I'm Baby.
I mean, he has a name. I have no idea what it is, but everyone calls him Baby.
does he drive? Anyway. You are awake. Baby, not being like on a scale of baby weirdness, probably a 2 out of 10. So not alarming. Ashal, arm still burned. The symbols are just embers at this point, burned into the skin. But they're there. It's like you kind of branded yourself on a hot skillet.
Oh god, what does that smell like?
Especially because Ashal is an Ebamari, he has squid flesh.
Is it either going to be flesh or dead? Is it going to be fish or is it going to be corpse?
I mean,
Why not both?
Ashard isn't a corpse.
No.
No.
Ebamari are parasites. They're not.
Yes.
The body is still alive.
They're not undead. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But so there's still the burning of hellfire under your skin, but the symbols you burned in are burned in. They're not still glowing like they were last night.
Okay. Before I go any further with this, I was thinking about what Ashar would be thinking about this, and I had a somewhat detailed theory about potentially increasing the power or connection to fiendish things thanks to this arm. Okay, so I'm going to run this past you, Ollie. This might be complete rubbish.
I'm glad I drank my coffee. Okay, I'm in.
Yes.
I mean, jack of all trades, master of none, better than a master of one, I suppose.
Right. So Ebimari feed off psionic energy of other creatures, right?
Yes.
It implies they're replenishing their own stock of psionic energy somehow.
Yeah,
I would
kind
assume.
of. I guess that is kind of how it works.
And it obviously doesn't necessarily need to be by a physical act because they can sip from someone who's alive. That's not a physical act. Now, as Shal has a part of their body that contains fiendish energy or essence in some sense in the arm, they also have experience interacting with a soul gem via telepathy, establishing it mentally as a being containing energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thus, would they be able to feed on a soul gem of a fiendish creature, strengthening that fiendish aspect of their own being?
In theory, yes. I think Ashal would know well enough that the mind, like, it wouldn't be the same as psionic energy. Fiends may or may not have psionic energy. But to essentially feed the arm is totally fine and logical. Although,
Yes.
you only have an imp right now.
Well, you say that. I also have the gem of the thing that originally caused the arm. Because remember, the rest of the soul went into the gem.
Well, the other thing is lesser than an imp by a lot.
But
you do have two things to sip upon. Yes,
it's potentially a relatively, because it's a weaker one. It's potentially something that could be experimented with comparative safety. In terms of strengthening the arm.
Yeah, I think you absolutely would be able to work out basically a magical process of consuming fiendish energy from a soul gem that you have previously captured. And maybe even consuming fiendish energy from a fiend. If the Shah goes feral in an area with demons, I guess. Yeah, I think that's totally logical. I have no idea what would happen.
Neither do I, but it sounds fun. But Ashal isn't going to bring that up yet. I wanted it to run it past you before Ashal potentially brings it up in the future to Ocean or Bogdan. So, okay. So Ashal would in the morning. So, do we want me to question this imp now that I have had time to rest?
What are we questioning?
I like how Jacob unmuted to shrug.
I was gonna say something, and I'm like, I don't have anything, so I just
You could say that
it was a very loud shrug.
I mean, you are a dwarf. That is in character.
Right now, I'm just thinking that my character's attention to usurp an entire government is the least crazy person in this party. And I'm just kind of coming to grips with that.
How crazy is Ocean?
She gave birth to a demigod.
I'm pretty sure Ocean spent most of the night watching her baby.
I would define Ocean as fanatical. Not in like
rude?
Which is not crazy in the same sense. It's a different type of crazy.
Wait, this is now a canon. Why would one describe me as fanatical?
Because you adhere to a religious code of some kind that takes precedence over your own will or life.
I don't know if that would be fanatical. That's just being, faithful.
Who I commune with regularly. Fanatical would be if I grabbed you by your face-ticles and was like, have you heard the good word?
Fanaticism does not imply violently attempting to convert people to your cause. It is to do with how fervently you believe.
Wait, let me clarify one thing. What is a fanatic among the Ebimari? Do you sup just a little bit too loudly, and your other brethren look upon you with horror and gasp. What a fanatic!
It is difficult to be a fanatic among the Ebimari as we have no faith.
So, in comparison of the very sedate and organized Ebimari, we had a half, mostly spider, ascended Drider, who brought back the dead leader that she was fanatic about.
She was clearly a fanatic. I will not deny that.
I rest my case.
That doesn't mean you're not a
fanatic.
Bogdan just takes a sip of his black dwarven coffee.
Anyway, the point I was originally... what I was originally going to say, assuming that I have limited time to question this imp each time I attempt to, does anyone have any questions they would like to prioritize? I was thinking along the lines of who summoned you? What was your task? Do you know where your summoner now resides? But if anyone else has any suggestions, I am all metaphorical ears.
I think you have a good grasp on what we hope to accomplish. Just
Sure.
any information is good information at this point.
I agree.
I mean, we kind of have an idea where we're headed, but if we get information that leads us in the opposite direction, that isn't a bad thing.
As long as it doesn't torture the creature.
Why do you care so much about a fiend, Oshun?
Well, it's the same reason I care for you, and I care for creatures that are distant from me. I've always had this gift. It's simply been realized by my ascension. You cannot care for, say, the cult that we passed of the sun, because you do not know them, you have not seen them, you can only be distantly regretful of their suffering. I exist in a state where I care for all living things as though they were my children. That is the gift of motherhood that Lady Ivrith bestowed upon me. It is a gift, and it is also difficult to care for things because they have a right to be cared for. The same for the trees, the mushroom trees, on whom our entire civilization rely on to live. I care.
I do not wish to come across as being unnecessarily argumentative here, but there is a point of debate as to whether a fiend is truly alive in this realm, given that when they die in this realm, they return to their own plane.
Simply because something exists in a manner that one cannot comprehend does not take away one's efficacy to life. Would you say Lady Ivrith is not alive, cannot speak, cannot feel?
I hope that when I ascend to the Blackjaw, that I will be able to find time for these philosophical debates. In the interim, if you'd like to go torture the imp, I'm all for it.
No!
There is no torture involved, I assure you. If anything, this will...
Wait, I didn't hear that shrug, Chicken.
Sorry, I muted.
I'm going to go talk to an imp via a soul gem. I do not know whether or not this process tortures it. I am not going to
It
meditate on
tortures
this more.
you.
Yes, it tortures
You're
me.
going to take 10 fire damage each time you ask it a
I
question.
am aware.
Okay, so
Charles, my might one heal you as you undergo this process, thus cancelling out any discomfort you may feel?
I would prefer you not to. This takes a lot of concentration, and I am not sure what effect other magics interfering with my body would have at the time of connection.
As you wish.
Okay. You can... are you going to do this at the breakfast table, or are you going to go...
Gonna go to the
Slide a
little.
coffee cup over
Gonna
to
go
you.
to the little workshop sort of place.
Of note, you left Zahal in the workshop.
Yes, we did.
And he is not there.
Who knows what Zahal does?
There
is there anything?
There is a thing.
Okay.
There is a kind of locket-looking thing on a chain.
Okay.
You can
Don't touch it.
clock
you'll
it. Well, Charles going to touch it. I'm going to assume Charles
Oh,
going to touch it.
absolutely.
You could. There's a button on top where if you hold it down for a couple of seconds, it springs open, and it kind of looks like a compass or a clock. Kind of both, but also neither. It is ticking, but not rhythmically. But it doesn't appear to tick when you have it closed.
Okay.
Ask it a question. If the dial moves.
As Charles is for the time being going to pocket that, I'm going to look back over that description and make a proper note of it at a later date and potentially investigate it. But yes, for the time being, I am bringing out the Imp Soul Gem. I am holding it in my fiendish hand, and I am attempting to communicate with it.
The connection is instant and easy. You know how to make this connection at this point. It does burn, but not yet. You know what I mean? It's almost like being near the fire. You've not touched it yet. But you do feel the connection, just like as if you've reached out to Ashun or Bogdan, although the connection is different.
I have questions. If you answer to the best of your abilities and without falsehoods, I will attempt to adhere to your wishes, whether you wish to remain on this plane or return to your home plane. First, who summoned you to this plane?
Curious, foul mind thing. This magic you wield is not for your kind. Binding my tongue that is not material. I was summoned by the Concubus upon the hill from our parent plane. It was effortless and a simple job.
What was the job?
There's, a burning, right? And luckily no one else can see because the before it was like, now there's just flares of fire burning through those sigils. This is not a summoning from a mortal to a simple fiend of the higher planes without intellect. It was not as simple as go here, kill this, get that, carry my slippers. The objective of the Concubus is to the approval of the Grand Master and the implanting of Varghul's and of chaos in the city is the mission granted upon us. If there wasn't for a meddling group of ne'er-do-wells that stopped us, well, we would continue to have our purpose on your plane. Now release me from these confines. There are many magics of Malkadon that I'm sure you would enjoy, mine thing. Or I'm sure I could open many a tome for you if you let me return.
Did a fiend just call us ne'er-do-wells? All right.
You have two options. I can attempt to send you back to your plane, or you can remain in this plane and serve me. To do that, I will need your true name.
You kind of just hear it scoff, and the gem kind of shakes in your hand a little, as if it's like trying to slip free. But you can very quickly get it back into your confines of your hand. It's up to you what you want to do next.
Yes, and that's what
You don't have to do anything right now, you know.
Thinking about. Yeah. As Charles will withdraw from the connection. As to be expected from one of its kind, it is couched in metaphor and vagaries in comparison to this realm. It spoke of being summoned by the Concubus upon the hill. I do not know the layout of this city, but it is my guess that if we investigated where this bare chest has been given a villa, we might find it upon a hill. That is just my hypothesis, but in terms of the creature's mission, it spoke of a grand objective of the Grand Master that the Concubus is to fulfill. From the terminology, I would hypothesize that this is aim beyond that of the current incumbent of the throne here, and it specifically spoke of the implanting of Varghul's and the creation of chaos in this city, furthering the goal of this Grand Master. I suspect that the Concubus is either directly controlling the king or indirectly, or has been summoned for another purpose and is using it to further the goals of the powerful fiends in its own plane for whatever reason.
If it's the former, that is a huge boon. It'd be really easy to claim legitimacy when you topple a fiend sorting king. Fortunately, that didn't give us anything more than we already knew. You think we stopped the operation? Or did it give you any impression that there may be others like the one in the graveyard?
It did not. It was not fond of the way I was communicating with it. It did not wish to reveal anything more at this time.
Did you try torture?
Unfortunately, I would need to spend more time with interacting with the soul gem before I could determine a way of torturing something that is ethereal, as it were, even if that is a choice we wish to make.
That makes sense.
I realize that does not give us any more than we perhaps already knew, but at the same time, it is nice to have some suspicions given greater weight, and it potentially displays that there are greater forces that have an interest in this city.
Which is annoying. On two fronts. One, that someone's interfering with my realm, and another that not sure where to go next. We went to what we assumed was the source, we put a stop to it, but if there's still this Concubus, which we believe to be Bear Chest.
Well, I believe that the best course of action is what we have already been trying to achieve. When you claim the Blackjaw, if this creature is attempting to sow chaos, it loses any sort of legitimate backing it has within the city. It loses a cover. It loses it becomes a renegade and much easier to hunt down.
But if we can expose it and abolish it, it will gain me favor in the public eye and with future allies that I will need.
It might be of some concern that we do not divide the realm, thus making it more weak to external attack just this moment from demonic forces.
It's a good justification for dealing with it now. Yes.
Yes.
It's also a good justification for making any transfer of power as smooth and legitimate as possible.
So we need to know where to go next. Is there any way we can arrange a meeting with Bear Chest and suss her out for ourselves?
Oh, you would like a meeting with someone who's known as a concubine? I mean, I could see a way we might begin a dialogue.
I shudder to think what you're thinking, but at the moment there are no other ideas.
I do not have any detailed ideas beyond continuing on the path we're already on. If we wish to instead pursue the Concubus, then Oshun's plan is... it is beyond my expertise. I'll put it that way.
Is there a manner in which we might have a meeting? A relaxed affair?
We need to do it without tipping our hand. Ollie, what's Bortov up to? Refresh my memory.
Nothing right now, unless you kind of want him to. I imagine he's always keeping an eye to see if there are any kind of changes happening in Scarhane's court. But I don't think... He's not really got a job right now, other than just kind of generally keeping an eye on things.
Right. Well, what do you think? Should we pursue this further? Or... I just don't like leaving things unfinished.
Bear Chest is likely to become an obstacle one way or another. I do not believe that they are an obstacle that we need to confront immediately. If we increase your power base here to begin with, then with more leverage, we may be able to more easily confront them and take the issue from there. I realize that you are not fond of sidelining an issue that is causing difficulties within your city, but the Vargals have been happening for 2 years already.
Right.
I would not imagine that a couple of extra weeks is going to, well, there is also the aspect that the church is investigating, and they may well come up trumps with something there before we could, and they would likely inform us.
Why don't we pay a visit to Harrenhal? If she has something for us, we can act on it. If not, we can.
Harrenhal's a person, not a place. Anyway, yes, carry on.
I didn't expect you to forget, Oshun, given.
I wasn't saying that like Princess Diana, so it was no canon.
Yeah, if you want to go to the cathedral, that would be a wise choice. Use of your plans.
We'll do that. The DM likes it. That means it's correct.
I like a lot of your things. It's just, you've done a lot of, well, we could.
Yeah.
That's what happens in any sort of like very diplomacy.
When I give you
scenario.
time to do what you want, nothing happens, huh? This is why free will is a mistake that should be crushed.
Railroad them all.
No.
If you railroad them right, they'll never know they've been railroaded at all.
Don't
Anyway.
ever run for office, Ollie.
They could use any single one of the quotes in my quote bot to just say you are ineligible for any kind of government job.
Or maybe it could be your platform.
I could be the new Binface, Lord Binface.
Oh yes.
Face.
Anyway,
I'm googling it.
that's probably not his name.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
You can enter the cathedral. It's kind of just business as usual, right? You've been kind of worrying and thinking and doing all these things, but the work is all kind of the same. Harrenhal, as usual, is kind of on watch in one of the main halls. She gives you an up nod as you approach. What do you want to ask her about?
Harrenhal, about last night's activity. We're wondering if there's any way we can put our discrete talents to efforts in ending it permanently. If there's any information you have on that front.
The Church of Mar and its gravekeepers have been returning peace to the place and its denizens. But the cause of whatever killed those people and the creatures you said you fought have not been decided upon. It is possible this is a closed incursion that has been dealt with, but I would assume that there is a summoner somewhere that will need to be found. But the summoner is wise enough to not be doing its dark rituals directly, and to be using these imps as a buffer, I suppose. So, we would need to pick up a trail. A trail we do not much have.
Well, we know the Varghouls have been active in the poor neighborhoods and near the Cathedral District.
Has there been any sort of accurate record taking of the attacks? I imagine they are centered around places of burial, if that is where the Varghouls are coming from.
I have done some research on this myself. I understand that you are not from this city, so let me explain. In the spaces between the great districts that make this city what it is, there is a place between that we often call Lowell. Low Wall. Combine it into one word. It's easier on the tongue.
Very
These
German.
areas are where many without a strict place in our city reside, and that is where many of the Vargul attacks have been, because breaching the walls into the Grand Bazaar or the Cathedral Ward most likely would be more noticeable. The people of Lowell have been easier targets. The attacks have been discovered, but not before more Varguls could be created, and they could self-propagate, as they are known to do. There has not been an attack this morning, so whatever Varguls are around are perhaps roosting.
Has there been daily attacks
No.
for 2 years? No.
If there have been, they have not been reported. Though the citizens of Lowell, even if they are doing occasionally work outside of the wall's wishes, do report any crimes or mysterious activity to the church, as they rightly should. As such, there is not much of a lead. If there is some dark magic user stalking the Lowell, we have not found them.
Where did we put our time wizard?
What methods
When
of
did we put our time wizard?
what methods of detection do you use to locate or to keep track of foul magic afoot? Or is there none?
Most of the members of our order who police the streets can sense evil forces that are not fit for the order of this city. Fiends, like you described, would be palpable to the tongue, like a foul spice in the air. I was wondering if we could perhaps order servitors to stalk through the Lowell to see if they would see anything. I imagine troops walking around would be less than useful. There are already paladins who do such a thing.
Why not send us?
We are far less conspicuous than a servitor. I imagine that any such being present in the Lowell would probably make any miscreant summoners go to ground if they are not already.
If you wish to do so, you have my blessing.
Very well. We shall commit some time in the day for that. We have a vested interest in seeing this Vargul threat cleansed from the city. Thank you for sanctioning our continued investigations.
She nods strongly, but does kind of say, and if you find anything, be it a summoner or bodies, you will inform us.
Definitely.
You want to give me a deception check?
No, I don't think
Bogdan's just
Sure.
like, no, Bogdan's just like,
Yo.
nah. We're
Here you go. Enjoy. I rolled well.
yeah, an Aaron Hall is building. Why would you lie to her?
Why would I lie?
Why would you
Would
lie
I lie?
to her? Great. So you have been sanctioned by a paladin of the police paladin to stalk below all if you wish, which is what you were kind of already doing. You know, the areas you were wandering around were the low wall between the bazaar and the church. But yeah, it's the sort of thing. If you want to stalk even more, you can stalk. Do you have?
Shall we stalk?
Once we've left the cathedral district, or at least like when we're out of
You know,
sight of paladins, yes. As Shal will extend telepathy to you two, and will say,
And the baby.
No, not the baby.
Aw.
And we'll say, based on my experiences with this arm, what has happened to it, it is giving me some sort of connection to the power of fiends. Oshun can detect such beings, potentially. I might also be able to gain some sense of that via the arm. Now, at the moment, that would be limited. I have a theory on how I can potentially strengthen this connection and potentially lead me to being more useful in this search.
As long as that doesn't result in parts of you being destroyed or burnt.
Actually, I'm more interested in how permanent is this arm situation? And even though they're not talking, he looks at the arm.
I imagine that it will remain until I get it. It is the sort of thing that I imagine Oshun could probably cure if she put her full power into it. It might be beyond Oshun, but at the current moment, I am not sure of the extent of your power.
Beyond
or
Cinnabelle.
Also, are you completely confident that this connection that you have with fiends through this arm is one way? I would hate for my advisor to be compromised. And if you strengthen the bond, that could occur.
That is something that would require more experimentation and more. But at the very least, fiends do not have a telepathic connection or anything like the song. They are able to summon each other, but they do in some cases, but they do not tend to have a direct connection. I cannot say with 100% certainty. I will admit, there is a non-zero possibility that a powerful fiend, very powerful fiend, could use such a connection to perhaps not compromise me, but at least render me unable to hinder them in, say, a combat. Beyond that,
So you have no idea.
Beyond that, I would not say that they have any ability to see through my eyes or anything.
Not like this baby.
No, honestly, I would be more concerned about the baby in terms of being compromised by
Can we look at the baby?
by
The baby
beings of other realms.
You're like in the street, and the baby is like just hands towards like a street vendor who's selling like wind chimes.
I'll go towards the vendor.
Yeah.
I bring this up as a possibility because I am interested in increasing my own strength and knowledge of such magics, but it has, as has previously been requested by Oshun, I do not wish to pursue this without your knowledge, at least. And if you do not think it is wise, then I will at least delay taking such actions.
My only reservation is that, though I am no expert of any means, the word concubus and the idea that this bare chest is influencing my rival leads you to believe that she may have magic of a persuasion variety, and if you are already linked to the fiend, I'm afraid it might work well against you.
I understand your concern, but I would point out that she is potentially already manipulating someone who has no connection whatsoever.
Very well. In that case, I approve your experimentation, insofar as we do need a reliable method of detection.
You require a little healing? You good?
A back rub?
A tentacle massage?
I think it would be a good idea for you to be on hand when I perform this experimentation. I do not foresee any issues, but you are a healer.
You sound so funny in my mind.
In some sense, I would argue that the voice you hear from me physically is the funny one, because that is a less natural voice for an Evermari than this one. But
For some reason, the baby claps and laughs.
Great.
Roll insight checks.
Insight. I mean, it's a baby. They laugh frequently.
Exactly.
Is it real? Is it normal baby stuff? Is it haunted baby stuff? Who
Well,
knows?
let's see. Shall I, like, are we actually gonna roll?
I'm not rolling. No, as
Oh.
Charles is just like, well, unless Ollie specifically says, like,
No, you can roll if you want. I'm not making you.
To leave your
give
friends
me
behind.
a boost.
I don't think. No, I think as Charles is like,
You
this is
telling me
complete- this is-
Ocean does not trust her baby enough and is making an insight roll against her own less than a year-old newborn child?
Heck yeah!
I mean, I definitely don't trust the baby, so here's my roll.
as Charles just believes completely that this is a secure line and the baby can't have heard it. The problem
Couldn't
is,
possibly.
now I've just got to. Now that we've been discussing being compromised, I'm worried if the baby can hear via Oshun. Because as much as the baby is Ivrith, the baby is partly is. God, I've just scared myself.
The
We're
baby.
all-
Bogdan
the
will
baby.
say in the telepathy, it is not midday. And this is our third hefty conversation. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. I woke up today feeling like this would be a good day to kill some fiends. But instead, I've gotten a lot of philosophy. And I think it's time we head back to the manor, organize ourselves, and head out again.
You don't even want to know about street.
I don't even want to know the end of that sentence.
String theory is a very different thing to the usurper elves. Anyway, you can head back home. You want to do this experiment. You want to try and tap into the energy of the fiend to just get more of a gist of what's happening in the city.
Yes.
Get more
Yes.
arcane knowledge.
When while he's doing that, I want to talk to my retainers.
Okay, we'll do that first. What do you need from them? They're like, yes, my lord.
Okay. I think I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask Olfast to run an errand for me. That might take him a while.
Up to the corner shop.
Okay, is this a public errand, or are you sending me a DM?
Oh no, I can say it out loud.
Okay.
I want to send him to the Bastardon family as my proxy to introduce myself.
Okay, yeah. That will take him a while, because that takes him outside of the city, which,
Right, exactly.
for you guys, was quite quick and easy, to travel. You have a beetle.
Can we let him have the beetle?
If
for
you're
the
not
trip?
planning on leaving for a while, and you want him to kind of be like, hey, Prince Bogdan is going to be on the way soon, expect him
How
and he's
about I
happy to
just-
see you.
Instead of giving him the beetle, how about I give him 100 gold for his trip so that he can get
Mug.
beasts and travel and
Yeah, he can get like maybe rent a smaller beetle or something.
something like that. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
That's fine.
Well,
right, I
well,
give him
there are
100 gold.
the ones you use are the big ones. There are smaller ones. So
There are small beetles, guys. Budget beetles, if you will.
Mini beetle.
Lady
So yeah, I tell Olfast, to go to the Bastardon family, tell them who I am, act as my proxy and envoy as an introduction while I'm busy in the city.
yeah,
And then I think I'm gonna. Are we gonna all go to the low wall together, or how long do you think it's gonna take?
I think that's probably the idea, because if we're pursuing a summoner of fiendish creatures, that might end up in a fight.
Okay. In that case, I just want to let Bodov know that he'll come with us, since he's on my selection screen. I choose Bodov.
Yeah, I just like the way you said that. Yes, absolutely, you can select Bodov to come
well,
with
you know,
Very much.
Yeah.
He'll like spin his scimitar around and be like, let's get to work.
and that's
Yeah,
me. That's me.
That's a
All
great
you,
idea.
all you, Ian.
Okay. There are
I
two
will
ways
cast-
you could.
I will cast enhance ability on my intelligence before I do this.
Hey, give me an
That's
Arcana
super
check
smart.
then. I was gonna kind of give you two options, and Arcana check was one of them. So
Yeah, so that's the
The
enhance ability, just in
enhanceability
case.
is Ashal just closes his eyes and thinks, "You are smart, you are beautiful, you are strong."
that's what it's like when a bard casts it. Well, luckily one of those rolled well at a 22. So this is a bit of a different experience, right? This is almost what you were talking about. You're trying to absorb the energy of this fiend in this moment, and not reach out to talk to it. When you do so, there is that flare of fire in the symbols down your arms, and the gem, the soul gem, which you could see the hellfire within, flares even more as well. You feel heat well through your arm to the point that your body stops registering the heat and it just feels numb. Then the soul
Get
gem
bigger.
cracks. The fire rushes into your arm completely. Inert chunks of soul gem just crumble into your hand. You don't see the energy is released into you, and your arm is thrown to the side, and it stays pointing in a direction.
Oh my god, I thought that his arm had come off.
It's gonna start strangling Ocean! No, it just...
Yeah, good luck. You'll be very far down.
Careful, Ocean might be into that shit.
Oh, come on.
Not strangling, it's just too dangerous.
Ashal with their arm pointing out in a direction. I have a theory that this is pointing at a source of powerful fiendish energy.
You're pointing it and Ocean just goes, yes, you at the front.
All right, well, let's go. This may have a time limit.
Let's go, Scooby Gang.
It's a bit of Scooby-Doo. We had Scooby-Doo in the Tuesday Patreon show. We have Scooby-Doo today. I guess I'm having a Scooby face, okay? Everyone has one. I think this is a great time to take a little breaky brew, for y'all to do anything that you need to do. So, if you want to watch more, we will be back in a couple of minutes. Wah!
Yay.
Oh, I'm playing the intro again. That was definitely got caught.
Damn it! It
on
didn't
camera.
get. The Textify didn't detect it as anything. I am so disappointed.
The Textify just detects my hiccups. Says, Dave. Chaos. Dial tone.
Okay. Stop abusing the closed captions. They have a hard enough time as it is. You're following the demon arm. This is in contrast to the
Following
other
the
day when you
demon
were
arm.
following the celestial robot.
You see, this is why Ashal just has random collections of things in their inventory. Anything we need, Ashal just pulls out something and goes, "Let's follow this."
You know, you're Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins looks and sounds different than I remember.
And
Ashal
smells.
just like, let me dig into my bag of adventure seeds.
it is getting that way. You can follow the arm. It is pointing in a very specific direction.
We're just gonna be
Again,
walking down the street and he's
and it's not like you could put like it's rigid. Like
Yeah.
you gotta like get out of the way of people. And again, there's a door being like, like because it's just a group of people traipsing through the streets.
I mean, to be fair,
just
Ashal
dress
is
us in like a
Floating high,
in
yes.
fanny packs
The arm
As
is
Charlotte-
higher than dwarf height.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Ashal is 6 foot tall and is 4 feet off the ground, so they're not in danger of hitting anyone except perhaps Oshun.
If we look like tourists, they will probably let us be.
Yes.
You do look like a tourist constantly pointing at like something. But you can't move your arm, so it's always
Yeah, it's
the
just,
same thing. No checks or anything necessary. You can just follow the arm. It leads you towards a higher area in the Grand Bazaar district, but still not quite under the King's Palace. But you can see the King's Palace looming over, and the dark shadow it casts upon the Grand Bazaar. There is a neat walled-off villa. It's large for a dwarven home. Pillars, neat little roof, courtyard in the front that's a little bit to the side. By the time you kind of get up to it, the hellfire in your arm fades and you lose all control of it, and it just kind of ends up being numb and limp by your side.
well, I'm glad I am ambidextrous when spellcasting.
Bogdan will grab the first person who looks local and be like, excuse me, whose villa is this?
This is the villa of, her name is, Opalia.
Bear chest?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And then Bogdan will be like,
If we wanted more confirmation, I believe this is it.
now, are we mind linked?
As Shal would at this point mind link, yeah, after saying that out loud.
In the mind link, Bogdan will say, now we only need a legitimate excuse to kill her. Because if we go in now, it may look bad.
Of course, the danger of killing a fiend is that they will return to their plane and not leave any physical evidence of their being.
We need Harrenhal to witness it.
Ideally, I would suspect, yes.
Do you not still have the soul stone?
Of the imp?
I thought it was like a jar that you just stuffed more into.
Oh, yes, I have multiple soul gems. I could not for certain say that I have one large enough to contain whatever Bear Chest is. It's not out of a possibility. I'm afraid I just don't have enough information on what she is to know whether or not I can contain her.
The
Or
only
even
way
if it
to
is-
know if they're safely defeated is to contain them. There is no point in
the-
engaging this creature if you cannot trap it in the soul gem. If it's trapped in the soul gem, it is outside of the cycle.
Yeah, that would be, yes, that would be an excellent. At the very least, defeating it would delay any plans. With the soul gem, it would potentially permanently interrupt any plans. Unfortunately, we don't know. As I say, I don't know enough about what exactly they are. A concubus, I imagine, would be a being of relatively great power. I do not have any single gems bigger than worth about 100 gold. I would not be confident in containing her with that.
I can
Need
find
to
you a
find
larger
one,
gemstone.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
You need a bigger
you
gemstone
in
to
the
attract a
link?
concubus.
Well, I imagine Botov is in the party right now, so I imagine Botov was in the link.
I just.
Yeah, we're not going to start giving each other knowing looks while he just stands there twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah.
If you want to
Would I
speak with
have-
Aaron Hall and get her into this mission, which would be a process, but I am sure you can convince a police that they want to smite someone. I can go and get you a
do love
gem
to
big
smite.
enough to hand over.
We'll meet back here.
He will just slink into the shadows.
He does like to slink. I guess we go back to the church.
I wanted to check if there's anything else
Hey!
you want to discuss first, because it kind of seemed like there was like a couple of other things you wanted.
Hey, you know that thing we just asked you to do? We've already found a lead. That's not suspicious at all.
We're really good at our job.
We're really good at our jobs.
We got to spell, you see.
You can go back to the palace. Aaron Hall,
What is the role of this woman again?
she is a
She's a-
paladin.
She's basically an FBI special agent.
Yeah, basically.
Oshun will knock on the door.
She doesn't have an office. She's always in the you're knocking on the door of a grand cathedral that's open all the time. So
I thought this was her villa.
oh, you mean
No,
this
No,
isn't Aaron
no.
Hall? If you're talking about Bear Chest, you don't
Yeah.
know what her official title or job is. Only that she seemingly is basically part of Skyhand Colgard's court. He has like 2 advisors, but Apollya isn't official, and she just kind of appeared one day. But yes, if you want to just knock on her door, that is an
I
option.
knock on her door. You guys. Can
I
go
get scarce
to
if she starts walking up to the villa. I'm like,
You
oh,
just
I'm,
go.
I'm fucking off as well.
Okay.
I'm fucking off as
The
well.
you two leave. Ocean can knock on the
as
door.
Shall will like quickly message as like retreat. I am not sure that I am not sure if that is the best idea. We will return with aid.
Here, take my baby.
Fine.
The baby loves it.
Ugh.
Baby pulls on the tentacles as you're moving with haste.
now I just imagine her shooting, like taking the earrings off, handing the baby off.
Yeah, pretty much. This worked so well the last time you did this, Ocean. I'm just saying.
I don't remember the last time.
We're
I did
good
this.
because it's good for me.
Here's the
With
priestess.
the priestess.
The door, which is quite grand and has some artistry to it, opens with an attendant. They are a kind of young adult-ish deep dwarf wearing a uniform that is a little, not like super weird looking. It's just like you haven't seen anyone else wearing anything like it. And they do kind of look at you like curiously, but not like scared. Sort of like, do you have an appointment? What is it that you're here for today?
Good day. I trust you are the attendant of Lady Bearchest?
I am one of her attendants, yes.
Oh, fantastic. My name is... What's my name?
I shouldn't.
So you
I
want
wanna
to give a
think of the
fake
title.
name.
Oshun of the Temple of Lady Ivrith of the Light Temple. No, the snake is the Light Temple.
The spider aspect of Lady
The
Ivrit.
spider
The
aspect of
usurper
Lady Ivrit.
queen.
The usurper queen, yes, the usurper
That's-
queen.
I say that.
How exciting.
Here to converse with.
Opala, fair chest. Opala.
Well, are you perhaps new to accepting visitors to the villa of your lady?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Perhaps you're making a joke. A most droll. I would like to converse or meet the lady in person, as I am a diplomat from my realm, and I'm sure she'll be most interested in setting up an established relationship with us and ours. Will
If you would like to wait in the
introduce me?
waiting room, we could see if that can be arranged. Please, come inside.
You're gonna get left there all day. No one's gonna come and see you. You're just gonna be sat
This
there all day.
isn't the NHS, alright?
I have a lot of experience recently. They will
And
like
might I trouble you for a cup of tea?
that would be fine. Yes, they
Oh,
will
fantastic, thank you.
step inside and turn and lead you through a hall and up a couple of steps, which are not very tall to like you. They will lead you through a door and to your left, where you enter a small kind of like. It's a waiting room, but it's like a waiting room in a manor, right? And you've been in many rooms like this before. I mean, Cinnabelle has a similar room, where it's like, it is a comfy room with a fire, there's books.
Oshun
Couple
will
of chairs.
surreptitiously, but not surreptitiously, check a clock and just put it back away again.
A clock. You think
I want to say watch, but I don't
you
they
think
a
you
watch.
have you're gonna have clocks here? No, you don't have watch. To the point that there's a special like
She pulls out her
wizard
sundial,
ability you
just
can get
drops it on the ground.
to be the clock.
I just had the best image of like, instead of Ocean, like as Charles doing that while rating, pulling out the locket from Zahal, flipping it open, and just there's like a few seconds where it just ticks unevenly, flips it back and puts it away, and anyone is just like, the fuck?
Ollie, is there going to be a chronomancy cantrip called Timepiece, where you just know the time?
There's timekeeping, which is a cantrip.
Yes.
That is an Oliver's cantrip. You
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
literally use it to tell the time.
Nice.
So Ocean has no idea what time it is, which is great for me. And the attendant will stand at the door and be like, "I will be by shortly with your tea," and then closes the door on you. The other two of you, now must make the several-hour walk to the cathedral.
I'm really glad we talked this through and had a solid plan.
We drop off the baby on the way.
Baby says no.
How big of a divert would it be to drop the baby off?
Half an hour?
Unfortunately, this baby's mother is possibly in mortal danger, so we can't afford the time. You seem to be doing well. You've got your tentacles about you. Let's go.
Half of them.
You can get to the cathedral. Harrenhal looks surprised to see you, but not like enough to say anything. Doubly surprised at the child, and does kind of like take a step back away as you're like just holding the child as far away as you can. You're moving with haste. Why?
Ollie, I have no idea what to say, but I would like to believe that Bogdan does.
I know how I can start this if you want to.
Let her rip.
As Shao will sort of like look away from the child. We have pinpointed a strong source of fiendish energy using the magic using the essence of one of the fiends slain the other day. It led us outside a particular villa of importance. And we decided it was best to come and speak to you to offer some legitimacy and investigation of your own.
Also, our companion.
Our companion is very accustomed to being able to gain access to important people, and did so in this situation.
So, in case we have found the lair of a powerful demonic wizard, we were hoping to have your support, given that your outfit is all about killing fiends. And then Bogdan will just go into his method of convincing her that all this is copacetic, that Jakin is incapable of. And I have this cool thing called persuasion I'd like to roll.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you want to roll a persuasion to smooth this all into a more logical point. 21 is great.
I got a 21.
It's funny too,
It
because
looked
you're
like it
like...
was going to be a 5.
You're like talking with all this urgency, you're just like... I do not suppose I have much time to think about this.
At this point, our companion is either dead or seducing a demon. Both are equally likely. You have to know her.
Oh, this could all be a false alarm, but at the very least, we will be very reassured and appreciative.
Very well. I will come with you to this villa. We can investigate it with a warrant and see if there is any foul sorcery being cast within the place. She will just...
The benefits of a police state. You just generate a warrant out of nothing. Let's go.
What are you kidding? Harrenhal is the warrant.
I was gonna say,
Hello, I'm the warrant.
the presence of a paladin is all you need.
Are you?
Karen walks up and says, I'd like to search the premises. And they say, on what authority? And she just walks in.
Just cracks him with the mace. As much as I want to do, like, some roleplay with Oshun, I do think she has just kind of been left there for a few hours. Is there anything you would have liked to do as the hours, as, like, at least an hour passes, right? You do get given tea. It's not very good.
Well, that's already
The tea is noticeably
will only
like
drink
meh.
half of it.
Yeah. The attendant
Leave it on a table.
doesn't notice that you only drink half of it. Yeah, you want to look around in the room, or do you want to leave the room?
I'm going to look around, and I will look around and then see if I want to enter the side hall.
Why don't you give me an investigation check?
Yeah.
I just did the same thing.
Average.
Okay. This room is actually well used. It doesn't appear there's any kind of secret entrance or any kind of hidden cool thing in here, but it appears that this room gets quite a degree of travel based on the wear on the floorboards, which are of a very high quality all fungal wood. Everything's very new. And very... Well, what you've noticed with Deep Dwarves recently is that they don't really care, like, they care about aesthetics in a very different way. This is like, okay, very new floorboards, very new nice table, very nice cutlery, very, like, engravings around the fireplace, stuff like that, which is just like this is a little like this isn't something you'd probably imagine of a deep dwarven villa. But you also don't notice anything suspicious either, you know?
No books in this side room?
There are books!
Okay.
None of the books are on leather that is...
On the subject of fiends.
I was gonna say, none of the books are suspicious.
How to blend in with dwarven society.
How to worm tongue a king.
Well,
Sparkles and
Lord of the Rings reference for your bingo card, everyone.
someone needs to make that bingo card and put it on the wiki.
It was a joke from Jacob a couple of weeks ago.
Oh. I will open the side door and have a listen first.
It's quiet other than the burning of the braziers that light the hall. There is a very large one in the middle of this hallway. And then there are two doors at the side other than the way you went in.
The burning of the fiendish hellfire.
A hearth.
One of the doors has this nice marbled wood under it. The other is just a continuation of just dwarven stone smoothed.
I will probably cross the hall, look out a window at the garden beyond.
The door to the window is... So, there are no windows here. There were windows in the first hallway you entered. But there are no internal windows. You are like in the middle of the building, you imagine.
Gaze at some paintings.
There are paintings, yeah, there's art.
Doing the diplomat, I'm walking about this place as if it is all the waiting room. And then from here, does it sound like anyone's coming?
Give me a perception check.
All right. Oh, that's investigation. Oops.
No, that was correct. First time.
You did investigation the first time. Now it's perception. Excuse me.
There we go.
Other than the fire, you don't really hear much. It's a very quiet building. You can't hear the street outside or the rumbling of the city.
So there are two dwarven guards in front of this door.
There are two doors. There are no guards. You see no one else. You are alone in a hallway with nothing but the brazier. The way you came, the entrance to the waiting room, and two doors. One with a nicer looking floorway under it, and one just regular stone.
My beard is very good. Open door to the right.
The door opens up to a dining room. The table is fungal wood with gold engraving around the edges. There is some food upon the table. Quite rich looking. You know when you eat really rich food and you kind of immediately feel it, but you get that sensation when you smell it.
In the veins, just like... Huh.
Yeah. A kind of it's unpleasant but also kind of nice feeling. And there are multiple chairs in here. Much more subdued lighting as well. It's not dark. It's just it's less intense. It's not one big brazier lighting the room. And yeah, there's another doorway at the end of this.
Gonna go through the door.
You do. There is a chamber that has both stone and wood, and in the corner there is another bookshelf and a little reading nook with a table. And sitting at the table is a dwarven woman. You imagine is Apalia Bearchest. She is a not nondescript dwarven woman. Her clothing is weird. I think that's the first thing you notice about her. because it's essentially like a dwarven romper, right? It's like a single piece. It looks very comfy, and not really, again, not really something a deep... No, it's not like completely separate from what a deep dwarf would wear. Maybe if fashion changed in this place, it would be what they wore, right? And it has like engravings and things upon it, and kind of embroidery. And there is quite a bit of jewelry. She has kind of a dark brown skin, and her hair is kind of long and curly. And she's just kind of, she was reading with some like bottles and things beside her, and she just kind of lowers the book and like, do you wander the hallways of homes every day, my beauty?
Lady Bearchest, I presume. I deeply apologize. She'll go forward for the handshake. If I may confess, your attendant, after serving me some tea, left me for quite a while, and I was looking for the bathroom. I do apologize.
Yes.
But
well, you
now
were not
I find
expected,
myself
and that
using
may
this.
have confused the poor dears. You see, they are not all graduates of academies that I hired.
Ah, I do understand. I did find your attendant most droll.
Cannot get staff nowadays.
Oh, well, perhaps I may be of service. I have several contacts back in Narashiro that have the most auspicious and well-respected academies and houses. Several that... Why am I looking at you? That attend our churches. I'd be happy to outfit you with such a staff.
That would be very interesting. You are a diplomat from Narashiro, then, the city of the elves.
Yes. Indeed. I make it a point to stop in on all high diplomats while I am in the realm, and it would be most discourteous of me to not stop in upon you. I've been anxious to meet you.
I'm sure I would have been anxious to meet you too, if I knew you were here. Well, why don't I show you where the water closet is, and then we can have a more polite discussion without the burdens of your needs. Shall we?
Yes. Recent pregnancy has made that a trial of sorts.
Really? She says with, like, too much intro. Like, she was, like, starting to lead you, and she turns completely and stops.
Yes, I'm happy to regale you. Let us take a 5-minute repose, and I'll be back presently.
Yep, she will show you to... and
Dwarven toilet. It'll be like being in an elementary school.
but nice thing is, it is wide enough for Oshun.
Oh, nice. No fat phobia in this household.
Well, yeah, dwarves may be short, but they're also as wide as they are short. So, like, the toilets are, you know...
Did you just say
easy to
dwarves are
recline.
perfectly square?
Yeah! If you actually
Okay.
see the art of my dwarves, they are essentially squares.
I love it.
The line art is a square.
Yeah, I start every single one with the square tool. And then I just draw the rest of the fucking owl, you know?
All right.
Yeah, so I imagine when discussions
Hands.
start, you know, yes, you wash your hands after you go to the toilet. Very good. You are a lawful good character. And
Awful good. It insults me.
she will I imagine you sit in the dining room and talk about such things.
Yes.
Yes?
Yep. I'm a spokesperson of Lady Ivrith, ascended sister of the spider sect of our church, and gifted with the aspect of motherhood. As a representative, I'm happy to extend our service to all great people of the realm.
I must say I find your people very interesting, intriguing. Ascended, I mean.
Oh, yes, yes. I've been finding people not very expectant to see one such as myself roaming the land.
Not all of this land are ready for such unique creatures to share the land with them.
It is gratifyingly challenging work, but I'm happy that I have been deemed worthy enough to perform it and reach out to our sister states. Sister cities? Cities.
It's like city-states.
Prefectures.
Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine a lot more kind of like idle chatter like that continues in a very diplomatic way, right? All the while, the other party and members are rushing to your aid. But this is one of those things where you kind of can have a discussion with her for hours. Because hours until they get back, and this discussion probably would just end up taking hours.
I was going to lay more of the flirtation upon things like the word service and things like that.
Oh, don't worry. I already got that energy from this. And it is, you know, she is... you don't need an insight roll to tell that she's down to fuck, right? That's... I'm giving you that one for free.
I mean, now you're gonna have to have Oshun roll to stave her off, right?
I love the implication that the DC for that would be so low.
My face hurts. Too much smiling.
You can never have too much smiling. Zoe just loves it when my characters seduce her.
It's hysterical.
It is good time. So why don't you give me a freaking wisdom check, Ocean? We gotta do it. We gotta do it at some point.
Wisdom, generic wisdom?
Save. Wisdom save. If I say the thing, there is a 50% chance I mean the other thing. Great.
Right, Ocean is against us. Good to know. But we don't know. But I think we assume.
I think it'd be more like an energy sucking.
That's a possibility. Depends on how useful you are, I suppose.
I'm very big. I must have a lot of energy.
You're potentially also very useful.
Yes. You always need a heavy.
Find how not useful I am.
Ashal and Bogdan with Harrenhal can get
That's
back
us.
to Ashal and Bogdan and Harrenhal and Bodov can get to the villa. Bodov will appear from the shadows and throw Ashal a gemstone.
I've only got one hand.
Yeah, it's starting to come back. The feeling, it's like you've got pins and needles, but it's
Sit on your hand for authenticity.
And you are now here before the villa. What is it that you guys want to do?
Harrenhal, are you familiar with the fiend known as a Concubus? The music got dramatic.
Of course. Concubus, yes. They are fiends of seduction and espionage.
I shall knew this. Might not have mentioned it to Bogdan.
Well, I can kind of assume, but just hearing it out loud and the fact that Oshun is in there, he's just like, oh no.
You can actually vaguely hear just like laughter from inside.
Oh,
No,
okay.
well, the laughter could be anything. But you can and like it's probably Oshun. It's the way it carries through the walls of the building. Yeah.
Wait, no, that's divine.
Someone remind me next time we have downtime. I need to recast Find Familiar because my poor bat got deaded. Can you detect a concubus with your paladin arts?
Some of them are wise to the eye the wall gives her servants. But
How can we?
I will try.
It is important that we out this concubus now before we tip our hand that we may be onto them. So is there any way we can shed a concubus's defense against detection so that you can make sure of confirmation?
Not within my repertoire, but a creature like that, when backed up against the wall, will always reveal its true form.
Well, there's a good chance that the concubus is backed up against a wall at this very moment.
Dwarves are easy to pick up.
It's true. It's coming to Patreon, $5. Funny part about it is that's probably true. I could do that meme, you know, of the anyway.
Yes.
Full
lesbian and little lesbian.
Right, Harrenhal, we shall follow your lead.
Harrenhal kicks open the door.
And then as we're following behind her, first of all, Bogdan will just materialize his poleaxe out of nothing. Because he left it back at base, and he can just do that.
He doesn't matter.
And as he's going, he leans over to a shawl, or tiptoes leans, I don't know, and says, that gem is sufficient, yes?
I hope so.
Oh,
Incidentally, I am going to make myself hard to see. Might be best if they underestimate us.
I don't know why I found that so amusing, the way that you said that. I'm gonna make myself hard to see.
I'm expending 2 blood points to fade into the darkness and stealth like behind Harrenhal and Bogdan.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check with advantage. I will say this place is surprisingly bright, but it is Brazier's. The firelight always offers a brief moment of shadow in its flickering, and the way braziers are mounted on walls, you know, they cast shadows that you can always use to your advantage, and they're easier to sense and move through, almost as if you were one with the shadows, of course. When you kick the door in, and by you I mean the police, it is kind of empty at first. Yeah, she done that. You can hear the laughter and fun having of Ocean, at the very least.
Please tell me I'm not on my own in a room. That'd be so lame.
That would be good. I wouldn't do that to you.
No, it would be lame.
And Harrenhal will stalk forward, shield in one hand, warhammer in the other, and
I'm caster of the secret fire, wielder of the flame
Of
of
Arnor.
Arnor.
no, she is more FBI open up.
Oh.
And at a certain point, the trombone music stops. You can hear Ocean stops laughing. It's a meme. If I say something that doesn't make sense, it's either a joke that's really funny and you just don't understand, or it's a meme. When Harrenhal kicks open the next door, she's just going down kicking open doors. She can. She's the police. Not only is there a group of attendants, but there is also Oshun, who had just been issued the command of pacify those intruders, darling. Which she is bound to obey.
Pacify some bitches.
Yep. And I'm gonna switch you to a battle map in a second.
Yes.
Although, 1 sec. I mean, I wasn't expecting Bare Chest to get to fuck Oshun, but I mean, it's canon now. So, I mean, mission accomplished. Mission failed successfully, I guess, for Oshun.
I do have a question. Why is
crazy?
Why is Charl and Baltov so far back?
Well, you said you were stealthing. I didn't get to move
Yeah.
them up yet. So
Okay.
I would move you up a little bit. Like, Ashal would probably be, like, round the corner by now. And Bordov isn't really stealthing. He's just, like, not in the lead. The lighting is... So they added a carded lighting thing, and it's kind of wild. It does weird shit. And this symbol is Harrenhal. It's meant to say her name on the screen, but it doesn't. It's a bit annoying, because the symbol for Harrenhal is very similar to the symbol for the attendants. But whatever! I'll see if I can fix it. You guys can start rolling initiatives, if you would so wish.
Gonna motherfucker kill you.
You're just going to TP chaos.
Well, that assumes Oshun uses the right abilities at the right time, which is always a big question mark. But I will. I'm so frazzled in every way. Neurons not engaging. Okay. Pink dice for lust.
Just to get those neurons just.
Yeah, someone jumpstart me.
Yeah.
That's what I need right now. I need to be jump-started. The funny thing is, I've drawn Harrenhal. I drew Harrenhal when I was last in hospital, but it was on paper. So I haven't got a token for her. And it was one of those things like, I should do a token for Harrenhal. But as always, I'll do it fashionably late. Oshun actually gets the first action. So how do you want to betray your friends the second they see you?
Told her dead.
On who?
First one I see coming around the corner.
That's Harrenhal.
It'll be Harrenhal.
Okay, she passes. Paladin,
Ooh.
wisdom save. There is kind of a, like, she hears the bell and just kind of, like, secures herself and just kind of braces the mace against the shield in a very, like, deliberate way. Like, she's been trained against this, and she does call out, "Your companion has fallen to the forces of evil!"
The vagina!
Confirmation!
And she will the gay. I hate to tell you,
The gay has taken hold of her!
she's gay.
Oh, wait, we knew that.
She will then,
Confirmation
Harrenhal will
of the
then
work
drag the Warhammer against the shield, creating all these sparks and, like, lighting it up, like, and that, like, Bogdan, you've seen the Paladins do this before when they're going to kill someone. This is her basically saying non-lethal is no longer the option.
Oh.
Peace was never an option. Well, as long as she doesn't outright kill
This
you.
is her
The
drawing
thing
her
is,
handgun and not the
I
taser.
wanted
Got
to,
it.
Yeah.
I wanted to seduce Harrenhal, and she's so quick to try and kill me. Sucks.
I honestly kind of a turn on.
Doesn't work out, you know?
You can't bang every female NPC.
What's the point of D&D if you can't bang every female NPC?
Also, just to reassure you, if she does take you down, you at least have death saving throws, and I can technically heal you.
Thanks, bud.
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay, next up is Ashal. Unless, Oshun, you want to move, you have, in fact, some of these doors would be open. So let me open these up. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
As Charl will, like, telepathically say to Bogdan, I am going to search for the source of all this.
And Bogdan will reply back, I'm going to try to save Oshun's life again.
Oh, it's what friends are for.
Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I mean,
6.
who hasn't gone to the club and like been with someone that they shouldn't have, and their friends have to come in and say, listen.
You must resist thoughterry.
Oh, Oshun is just thought.
Now, 2 things. I am going to use this now while I am not in combat, to give myself some extra blood points, and then I am going to down a regular healing potion because I have not yet healed from that imp thing earlier.
Kept offering.
We're going to, someday before I leave this show, we're going to have one encounter where we go into it prepared.
Yes,
The
I agree.
heist, you were prepared-ish, but then you realized you didn't have a plan out. Like, you prepared, you just realized you just didn't prepare enough, I guess. I don't know.
That's the quote, all right.
Jacob, you got another quote.
There could have been a lot of quotes today if the mods weren't snoozing.
That ends my term.
Okay, thank you for that.
I place thought in attack.
Thank you for that, Ian. Wow, we really appreciate it. Anyway, now, the attendants. They're just with their fists. I haven't got weapons.
God, they suck. Even under mind control, it's still like, gotta get you better attendance.
Well, it immediately crits Bogdan.
Wow.
I was just
Thank
thinking
you.
this
Well, on the
this fight is
positive,
too easy. How
if
fast
this
can
is-
this sucker
if-
move?
if this is an unarmed attack and they don't have the feat, it's one damage doubled plus strength mod or whatever it is.
It's gonna be 9 bludgeoning damage.
Well, I'm wrong there.
It is one of those things where it's like, okay, they're running up to me without a weapon. Then you do have that, how fast is this motherfucking moving as a just, like, unarmored dwarf. And
Oh
they're
no, servant monks.
Very, very powerful sprinters.
clocks
No,
you
very
around the face.
dangerous at short distances.
And these ones will go up before Oshun and do the sort of...
Oh, they are monks. Okay, it's not just. I was assuming they were untrained. That was a mistake.
Well, they've
Well,
definitely
then
not
certainly
trained
not
properly in
trained in
etiquette.
tea.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really contributing, Ashara, with the running. And
See,
the
this is
hiding.
what Tumulus got on Ashar's case for, but Tumulus
I'm
isn't
staying
here anymore.
consistent to Ashar's character. They don't do much in combat.
All right, I guess it's time to unleash a can of what the kids call whoop ass. I'm gonna poleaxe this monk.
Is this going to be non-lethal or
Plus
lethal
10
damage?
dad.
Oh, I don't give a shit about anyone who's not a
that's a
shun.
hit.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so nice.
Ooh, we got the big damage.
You kill them.
Amazing. All right.
commoner.
5, 10, 15, 20, and now we go for the
God,
other.
this would have been easy if I hadn't. Well, I don't regret.
Oh, that's probably a miss.
If I hadn't lost.
I'm glad
that
you don't
wisdom
regret
save.
the mind-blowing orgasms given to you by a concubus. Like, literally.
I assume that's a miss.
Yes.
That's me.
Okay. Hall is gonna lay down some law. And miss.
Harrenhal only gets one attack. Harrenhal. Why did I bring you?
Oshun!
Gonna manifest the scythe, even though it's really, really bad.
Just a point. Is Botov actually going to do
Botov
anything
doesn't
this
have a
week?
turn order because I had to control like 5,000 things. This is why you're only meant to
I
have
was-
one NPC.
Solidarity.
But
Solidarity.
you broke it. You broke the system.
This is why I never have friendly NPCs in
And
combat
this
because
is
it's just too much.
convenient because Botov actually rolled a 1. So let's say Bodov was securing the door. Because it's very easy for you to be surrounded.
That's a move to a move Botov would make.
Yeah.
I don't know why that sentence was so hard to get
No,
out, but it's out.
there is there's some vinegar in the air in this game. I don't know what's happening, but the mines are compromised.
I got him, didn't I?
So where did you manifest a scythe is first of all more important before the attack roll.
Ogden.
Okay, so that would have been a miss. They changed the way things
You notice
work.
so he didn't even hesitate. It was just Bogdan.
Well, Oshun can't hesitate.
I was sad at first, and then I put away my childish thing. And
I decided
I let
to whoop my friend's ass. Like a true charmed. I mean,
I
I was about to say something, and I'm like, I don't want to get Ollie in trouble.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping.
Yeah, it had something to do with the Concubus's anatomy and its effect on you. And then you can all get there on your own.
Okay.
To be fair, as Charles was mind controlled, I did almost exactly the same thing. Just try and murder everyone.
It's the right thing to do. Ocean, that is only a bonus action. You still have an action if you wish to use it.
And I'm going to Guiding Bolt.
Bogdan?
The bog.
Is that a hit?
Get out of here.
No. Hell yeah.
Suddenly, Oshun's terrible attack rolls are. I have a much
This
more
is usually
positive
why I
opinion
don't
about
mind control Ian, but Ashal is actually a good one to mind control.
I don't know why I suck so much.
Well, you never mind.
Well,
Ashal, it's you next.
Just a note to remember to mark down a second and first level spell slot.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can wander into a concubus's lair and not come out charmed. 1, 2. On the basis
There
of
are
their
stairs up and down, but I'll tell you now, I didn't end up making the upstairs and downstairs of the map, so you can hear no chaos there and decide it's probably not important right now.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. I see a dungeon.
Which way are you going?
Actually, this is a courtyard with stairs that lead up to the roof. There is kind of like a ornate roof to this building with not quite spires, but tile sweeping structures and things. And strangely enough, there is a narrow little stairway that goes up to the roof. This also is a courtyard. This leads to the street. There's a wall with metal bars, like maybe 5 feet up.
Okay.
So you can hear the street again from here.
Okay, so clarification: are these stairs up to the roof? Sorry, is that yes? Okay.
Black on the stairs, it leads down. So they're going up, up.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from a dash action. Gonna go see if I can interrupt whatever this fiend is doing. Probably die in the process.
Oh,
Now that I think about it, this is a really bad idea.
I believe in you.
But yes, that ends my turn.
Okay. Next is whichever attendants are still alive. One is going to try and strike at Bogdan and hit. It's going to be 4 bludgeoning damage. This one is going to go up to Harrenhal and miss. Punches the shield. And you just hear bones break. But the attendant doesn't react.
Oh, I thought that they were evil. Now I feel bad.
No, they're just minimum wage, mind-controlled goons.
Now I feel terrible.
It'd be better.
You've gone from feeling horny to feeling terrible. Well, I definitely did that in my earlier years. Bogdan.
All right. The one that just punched me. They're gonna get the pole axe. But I missed. So I'm gonna fucking do it again. That's
Do it
better.
again.
Hits, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the damage is off the charts.
They're dead.
Okay, then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Karen Hall is next, but I'm doing something, so she's gonna wait a minute. But she's not used to. She's the police, after all. She gets what she wants when she wants it. And right now she wants justice! And maybe to kill Oshun. Which is justice.
Can't wait to shout at the police when we go to the Pride on the September 11th.
Yep. Important part of Pride.
Yeah.
Harrenhal is going to swing her Warhammer, and this time it's going to hit, of course. It's not going to deal as much damage, but you better believe she's smiting! You better believe she's smiting this, civilian? Mind-controlled civilian? It's all the same. Yeah, she's gonna swing the mace, and as it hits the attendant, she's gonna flare with the kind of sandy white light of the wall, and there is kind of a stillness in the air before the individual falls.
There are only two kinds of paladins. There are the Boy Scouts and the murder elementals.
She's just gonna go up to Oshun. Voltov is going to get up a bit closer, avoiding the spinning axe, and is going to flick his arm, his left arm, and from his bracer, a knife just slides into it. He's gonna throw it.
If someone comes into my space, do I get an opportunity attack?
No, that's a different system where that kind of stuff
I think
happens.
that's Pathfinder does that.
It's only when people leave. Voltov is loading his attack sheet.
Doesn't make quite a lot of logical sense. But...
It does. If someone comes up to you, you go, ah! Pop.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense in some combat logics, and it doesn't make sense in others.
Yes, it would be crazy. You wouldn't be able to, like, do anything because they would get attacked.
Yeah, Pathfinder is that a hit on Oshun?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I think so. I think she has 16. Let me get off my spells sheet. Yeah, 16.
Okay.
16.
That's going to be a hit then with the dagger.
Endless dagger.
It just keeps stabbing.
Nope, he just has more of them. That's going to be 5 damage on Oshun. He does aim for the thigh, to be fair, but
Oh, my blood is in there.
Because that's all he could reach.
Yeah, only the largest artery in the body. No harm there.
look, Voltov is efficient.
Appreciate
Oshun,
Voltov.
it is you next.
Raven Feeblement. I should indicate who it is first, shouldn't I?
Yes, that is a
It'd be hard.
required part of the game in the combat system.
Sorry.
Yeah. You will have disadvantage on his attack roll because Harrenhal is in melee. If there is an
Oh,
attack roll
shit.
involved in Rain Enfeeblement. I don't remember.
I believe there is probably.
Oh,
Go
is
to-
it
go to
asking
c-
me for
Just go to
a
core
level?
momentarily. Did I set this up incorrectly? Probably.
No, no,
But
some of
you
them
might
default
have-
to the wrong thing, but that's fine. It's just, if it is an attack roll, you would have disadvantage on it because you're in melee range.
Oh, now it's doing it.
Yeah, but it's not rolling. I haven't set it up
Ah.
right.
That's
Um,
right. Tell me what it is and I'll...
Roll a 2. It's 2d20.
2d20.
Yeah, and we'll just. That would be, well, the 11 plus 4, I think. Yeah, 11 plus 4 or 11 plus 5, sorry.
Oh, because it's...
So 16 to hit.
That's gonna be a
thank
miss.
you.
Because she knows what she's doing. She's got the shield up. You can try and kind of like duck around as you're trying to cast these spells, but your scythe is still up. You can use your bonus action to move and attack with the scythe. Who is it going to move to and attack to?
That will go for the Den of Bog. And let me go back to...
Den of Bog.
The Den of Bog.
I play Den of Bog. Allows me to draw 2 cards from my deck.
This card is banned.
Uh-huh.
You
Uh-huh.
You didn't have advantage on that, so please re-roll.
That was not an advantage. That was like,
It was disadvantage, actually.
Rule of Eric.
can we
Yeah, you re-roll it. It has been the same rule forever. If you do it wrong, you re-roll it.
Them's the breaks.
Unless we missed it and you just went too far.
That is not a hit.
Oh, look on the bright side.
Jacob's getting power from this.
wish I was.
Ashal!
As Charlotte is continuing this very bad short-term thinking, which is along the lines of, well, I don't want to get involved in this nasty melee fight. I'm going to go confront a much stronger Concubus.
Alone.
Charles, very
Alone.
bad, no good day.
As Charlotte is just like the classic high intelligence, low wisdom character. And they aren't even that low intelligence, low wisdom rather. 1,
That's
2,
funny.
3, 4, 5. I would like to go upstairs, please. Mr.
Okay,
Hawley.
you keep on going upstairs and eventually do end up upon the roof. Which is
Which we would call the
brilliant-
boss map.
Brilliant purple in Charles' vision.
There's no one
And
here.
there's nothing there
Wow.
right now. Although, when you kind of look around and you do kind of go like drat or whatever Ashal would say, there will be a sweeping of wings, and Bare Chest will land. The wings very quickly disappear again into a more dwarven
Don't
shape.
mind me.
And she will kind of purr. This is a private residence. And will get ready to fucking kill you.
I'm so sorry. It fits. This is how Ashal thinks. It's infected me. I didn't think about it before doing it.
This is how a child dies.
This is how a Shawl dies.
The attendants are all dead. Bogdan.
Okay, I'm gonna run up 5 feet, hand out, and now this is supposed to be, I'm not sure if you're gonna how you want me to do this, but it's range of touch, and it says 1 willing creature. So
Ocean
Can
is
I
not
cast this
willing
on Oshun?
it would not be willing to any of your attacks.
well,
I mean,
I guess I don't save you.
She is currently an enemy combatant who's actively fighting you.
All right. I flip my poleaxe around and I start whapping her with the
Stop it! Stop it!
hey, you started this.
Hit her with the night stick. That should be a hit against Ocean.
Yep.
And the damage keeps
12
on
damage.
flowing.
Yeah, we don't even need to worry about this whole thing. As long as all of the enemies are within
Ooh.
range of Bogdan and aren't on a different area of the map somewhere, then surely they will be slain.
I missed, obviously.
Mm.
And that's me.
Next up is Harrenhal, who is going to... She's just gonna smack her. She gonna miss? Well, Oshun is a much bigger target than she's used to fighting.
Fortune favors the bold. Oh wait, no, this is against Oshun? Oh, I thought you were saying
Yeah, she
Yeah,
misses
this was the-
attacking Oshun. So
oh.
is it fortunate? Is it not? There's some questions in the air. But you know what is in the air? Love for Bare Chest is going to rush towards Ashal. You can't see it. It's down here. You can also barely see her because it's dark down here. Because you're on the roof. Let me give you a little bit of light.
The roof is on fire.
I guess it will be if I put light on it. I'll just give it
Oh
a
god,
dim
she's so
light.
purple.
That's as Charles' vision, not her.
Charles has purple vision. It's just
Ooh,
the way it is.
She looks pretty cool.
It's actually a really old token I made for a type of genie. Interestingly.
Yeah, I
just kind of
recognize
fits
it.
this. Yeah. And she is going to rush up close. But not actually go in for the attack yet. But you see her kind of bear her, because she's in her dwarven form.
Chest.
She is not. This dwarven romper fully contains, well, not fully. There's a hell of a lot of cleavage, but it's, we don't have to worry about that in the middle of combat.
Incredibly difficult to pee in rompers. So
Well,
cold.
Fiends don't need to pee, so that's lucky. Maybe? We'll see. Put it on the wiki, but with a question
Why
mark.
do you have a bathroom?
I suppose for a concubus,
For
that depends on what
gas.
the other people like.
Pee stream.
It must be admitted.
She's still in her dwarven form. She doesn't have claws bared, but she does have nails bared. In a clear, kind of a come at me, bro, position. Like, this is more fun than whatever's happening downstairs to her right now.
Wait till she finds out that Charles ain't built like that.
Oh, well, she knows. She's been down here long enough.
Have like asexual characters that just it just goes boom.
Yeah,
That's been a thing before. That's not how concubi work, which is explicitly why I'm using concubi, not succubi in this context. Their charm is not necessarily lust-based.
Oh god, so basically she's going to seduce Ashal by way of like magical knowledge.
Yeah.
Let me
Just
tell
offer
you about
all
science.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong, we do all the weird sex here, but that's not a requirement. That just also happens to be a way that happens to be a real easy way into people's heads.
Hey,
Bodov is going to. Bodov's going to use some rogue shit. He's going to use a rogue action. To dash, and he's going to go up behind, and he is going to say, he's like, "Do you feel really
As
bad
he
about
passes,
this?"
Bogdan says, non-lethal, non-lethal.
We'll see. And he's going to go attack the ankles.
my shins. Oh,
Yeah. Yep. It's a hit. It's also going to deal sneak attack damage because he's a rogue. So that's going to be 22 non-lethal damage to Oshun.
yep.
How much health is Oshun on?
Well, I was on 19, I think.
Oshun is now unconscious. Bodov
God, I
gets
didn't-
behind Oshun and
Okay.
slices the ankles just enough for you to fall. And then he will do the kind of thing where he kind of like catches Oshun's head. Yeah, so you don't like he catches you as you fall, so that like it's not, you don't get brained on
Do I
the floor.
crush him?
Oh yeah, it's definitely
like-
it's a lot, but he does do that. He understands the role here. Ashal, it's you next. Bear chest is bared before you, not her chest, but her claws.
I realize now I did not think this through. And for what it's worth, I have nothing against you. You are merely an obstacle.
She smiles more at that in a mutual understanding.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm staying as far away from the crazy woman with nails out as I possibly can. That's where I'm going.
That right there is a good advice for life.
And I am going to attempt to mind sliver her.
She's gonna fail. She's gonna take that damage.
Good.
She's gonna
More
like flinch a
importantly-
little and be like, "Don't run."
And more importantly, the minus D4 on the next save she makes.
Yep.
Nice.
Bogdan, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm trying to decide if this is a shortcut to the roof or if I have to go all the way around. Because I have no idea which way Ashara went.
Well, Ashal went down this way.
Yeah,
Because
so that's what I'm gonna do.
Because Ashal was stealthing, but you didn't see them pass, right?
1, 2,
I'm
3, 4,
stealthy.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a dash.
Great.
Let me go ahead and second wind as a bonus, and then we're 6th level now, right? Yeah. Cool. I'm full health.
Karen Hall, on her turn, stares at Ocean, twisting the warhammer in her hand
Such a bitch.
with
Never did like her.
idle thought.
Can't believe I was gonna seduce her.
She will then mutter something under her breath and lay on hands Ocean.
Aw, just as I was gonna say ACAB.
For 15 healing.
Yay! Thank you.
And I will say that getting knocked unconscious probably... Well, let's do... You know, it's cartoon logic. Getting knocked unconscious cures the mind control. You know? This is a powerful one.
That's the only way that I assumed it was going to be fixed.
I don't think it's actually in the rules, but it's like, come on. That's how it works.
You flicked it off and on again. That's how you fix everything.
But Harrenhal also doesn't stick around. She doesn't, like, check to see if you're okay or anything. She will just kind of, like, huff and march off a little bit. She is... Yeah, she's just gonna get up real... You know what? She's gonna do it this way. So that Bare Chest is now between you. She's basically in the way, front of you, is just the street. Behind you. You're on the roof, right? Ashar. So behind you is the roof, and she's like deliberately in this position like, you're either gonna fight me, or you're gonna fall. Is, you know, that sort of thing. She did have to dash to do it, and like, it's on, like, you're floating. She has to kind of like run on these sloped surfaces. Surprisingly nimble about it for a dwarf, because she's not a dwarf, but still making a dwarven body do maneuver in these kind of ways and kind of like making some of the roof tiles slide and things like that.
I'm loving this because I can't wait to disappoint her.
Hopefully she'll roll 1 and get a hernia.
No, I haven't. I'm just. You'll see on my turn.
Volkov is going to Ocean. They're like, okay, you murderers.
Yes.
Ready's the knife.
Me hurt. Thank you very much.
Oh.
I will apologize to you later. First, we must explore the house. Where's Ashal?
This is a good question. Oh.
Bogdan from down the hall. We gotta find a show.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go find Ashal. Can I move? Am I allowed to move?
Botov's turns first, but he will do that. Your scythe is dispelled because you're unconscious. Ocean. I'm sorry, I can't control the map and like 6 NPCs, so I hope the descriptions are great. Good enough, people. But,
Can I dash?
Yeah.
I'm gonna dash. Excuse me. Where did you go? Wait, it's down here?
You don't know where Ashar went.
Oh.
I mean, logically, you would know that was the entrance.
Ah.
So you wouldn't go down that way.
Ashal.
as Charles sees her make this challenge, this threat, and just sort of shrugs slightly.
You have to
And-
shrug.
Tempestuous magic, along with a mental sphere. I move 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks.
Nice.
And she has a minus D4 on the save.
It is real low.
Good.
I know you're
and
not-
then
I know you're not
1,
dogging on
2, 3,
Witcher music.
4, 5,
Nice.
6.
Yeah,
I
so
So
think
there you go.
Witcher.
she is stunned. You can
Excellent.
you get up real close, and then in that moment of challenge, can hit her with enough psychic magic to stagger her back, and she has to kind of like secure. Like you see, she's got bare feet, and they do like into claws
She's got
into
bare
the
feet
into
and
the
a bare chest.
yeah. Just wait until the chest and see what the chest can do.
Chest cannon.
She's not a Digimon. Bogdan.
Yeah. All right. One,
Wait
two,
until she
three,
turns into a giant
five.
washing machine.
1, 2. Which one of these goes up?
This one. But as Charles, you can hear the magic casting from more this way, from below you, out in the courtyard.
Fires shall not avail you.
Flame
Flame
of
of
1, 2. There. All right. That's me
You didn't
dash.
even have a reason for that one.
It's because you can distantly hear.
I'm done.
You could distantly hear lots of things. I don't allow that one.
It's any excuse.
And we
any
have a Lord of the
excuse.
Rings quote for each different thing we can hear distantly.
Exactly. Breathing.
The cow says,
eating,
"Moo."
sleeping.
Mm.
One small bite is not full stomach, full grown man.
And good Tilda.
Barechest is stunned. Bodov is me. I am also Bodov.
I love you.
Dashing around the corner like he's Tokyo drifting. And he will, like, as he's he'll look back to Bogdan and kind of like point with the knife in his other hand. And there's another knife in his other hand now, and he points up
Don't
like
run with knives.
he's on the roof for now. Ocean.
You shall
Ah!
not seduce me.
Ah!
It's Zlem.
Zlemor.
Zlemor.
Do not encourage this.
Fine.
You've already been seduced.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Okay. Do I have to go around him?
Yeah, that is one of the main things of you being a large-sized creature is you cannot go into other side people's spaces. You can go through them if they are willing. but you
Personal
cannot end
space,
them.
Oshun.
Yeah.
But you need to go down.
Eh,
Boy,
I'm on you. Can I please? Can I be partially
I don't want no Concubus' sloppy seconds.
rude?
Oh. Yeah.
Can I awkwardly stand like
You
this?
cannot stand on Bogdan.
Damn it.
You can pass
can't
through in the movement, but you can't end your movement on another character's space unless you
Ocean's
are a
just like-
tiny person.
Eh. Yeah. Eh.
As Charles, unaware of
You know-
the tight squeezing going on below.
You know, it occurs to me now how good a character at kiting Ashar is. I can
Charles,
just
that
drag
one,
his
like,
ass.
It's like the one like MOBA character, like oh fuck, I'm leaning against the Charles, just gonna
Yeah.
stun me and wander around.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To get as far away from her as
And then a
possible.
shawl goes.
Actually, I might. Know how far is that? That is 35 feet. I might just take that one space back because I need to check what the distance on this spell is, because I have a feeling it might only be 30 feet. Yes, it is only 30 feet. So
one more bit.
No, we need to move one closer. So there, that'll do. 30 feet. And then I will, knowing that this is a Concubus and therefore probably has an insane charisma saving throw, I am going to attempt to cast Essence Trap.
You crazy. Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a little bit.
Well, even if I don't necessarily get her in a soul gem, as long as Harrenhal sees her transformed, then that's fine. Well,
Provoke
it's
her.
not
Be a
awful.
bitch.
What,
Be
what
an
does it look like
asshole.
I'm doing?
Bogdan.
With your words.
All right, 5, 10, 15. Oh, that's the staircase up?
Yeah.
20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Cool, that's me.
And you can see Bear, like, of course there's a hallway in the way in the actual map, but you can basically see Bear Chest, like, very near the top of the stairs on the roof.
Okay.
Harrenhal isn't going to go all the way up. Harrenhal's kind of, like, going to hold here, I guess. And...
The heck is a conquest paladin?
Oath of Conquest Paladin. It's a subclass.
Oath.
Bear Chest is going to growl. She's going to snap the wings back out. This point turn completely fiendish. The shape is still very similar. It's clearly a form she's quite used to. But things are just very different. There are twisting horns. There are glowing eyes. There are clawed, almost more goat-like, if not for the claw feet. And she is then going to fly off the roof and swoop down to attack Bogdan.
Ah, shit.
First of all, rude.
No, you're the ones in her house. But she rolled like dog shit, so you can deflect the strike. There is the, like, clashing of steel on steel when she claws, like, the middle of the poleaxe. But then she's going to basically kind of, like, tumble into a combat position here against you. One of us like, yep, that's what they expected that to look like.
I don't see her token. Is she above me or?
She's beside you. It's just very dark.
Oh, I got it. Yep.
She's quite difficult to spot, yeah.
Yeet. Wait, that's an illegal yeet.
Wait, who's?
That's Botov.
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 Orf.
Botov.
That's way better. Unfortunately, no double sneak attack, but still. And these are magical daggers.
I don't like how you said that.
Yeah.
I really need to get my weapon from the
He's a
from
demon.
the Bastarons. Bastardons. Bastard.
Bastard.
It's whatever one we end up using the most, is the canon pronunciation. Ocean!
Ocean.
Not going to be distracted by chat. The long, hard walk.
Oh.
And what the fuck?
She just came down off the roof.
Why?
Because she was like, fuck this, I'm not hit. As Charlotte's being a bitch, I'm gonna go attack someone else.
Shit. Just gonna walk in and then be completely surprised that there's a fucking. And just.
She's gonna point.
Guiding bolt her.
Yeah, she's gonna point at you and then just like. And realize that you're not under her control anymore.
Wah, wah. Guiding bolt.
Your servant's no longer under control. We bunked her mightily.
So did she.
She is going to slap the guiding bolt out of the air and it just crashes
damn
into
it.
the dirt. Charles, here we are on the roof. You can quote Lord of the Rings. I can quote Marvel movies. I can do that all day.
Yeah, but you have nieces
One,
and nephews,
two,
so it makes sense.
three.
They don't even. They don't. I
Four,
try to
five,
show them those
six.
movies. They don't like them.
I would like to magically appear at the top of the stairs, please, Oliver.
So they have shadow taste.
It's just the way this. It's a very long doorway.
as Charles just like appears in there's like, well, I prevented her escape, and I am going to
We'll talk about this later, young man.
I am going to attempt to mind sliver her again.
She's gonna pass this time.
Drat.
Yeah. Bogdan.
Right, I am going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Yeah.
And then, I guess that's it. I don't know what I can use my bonus on. I don't think I have a bonus action. I already used Second Wind and I'm full health. So that's it. I just cast Protection from Good and Evil, and that's me.
Harrenhal's gonna get to the doorway. Harrenhal sees the fiend. Objective marker ticks in your HUD.
Stop, criminal scum!
When it comes to Bare Chest herself, she kind of staggers back just seeing you cast the divine spell on yourself, Bogdan. Literally blessing yourself. She's gonna change tact a little bit, and Bodov is going to make a wisdom save.
Uh-oh. Oh no, rogue against us with sneak attack. Oh no.
Fail. Fail. Fail.
He ain't that wise.
Oh, wait, no. Succeed. Succeed.
That's a failure.
Look what you did. Look what you did.
She's gonna kind of reach
I'm
out
sorry,
and
I was
whisper under her
confused.
breath to Bodov, who just sort of like,
Yeah, alright.
Yes, mistress.
Sounds like a good idea.
something they doing?
Yes, my lord.
Bodov is just gonna like shake his head and be like, well, what goes up? And just turn and just swing at Ocean.
Oh, good. At least he won't get a sneak attack.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to come up and,
no.
give me an old poke.
More
Not yet.
jokes. More jokes could be made.
We would never make sexual jokes on this show.
Please fail. Oh.
That's the second time you've been hit perfectly on your AC. That's
It's because I suck.
And
No,
after
it's just
doing
bad
that,
luck.
he is going to use a rogue action to disengage, and then you will pin Bogdan in here.
Ah, okay.
No.
These guys are very rude.
Bogdan.
Ocean. Freshly
Raven
Whacked.
woman.
Yes? On who?
The bear chest.
Okay.
Yong.
so you'll need to roll those 2d20s.
1d20.
Oh, 1d20, yes, it's not disadvantage this time. My apologies.
Is she flanked?
No,
no.
you don't get flanked. on
She's
range
flanking
attacks.
someone, but flanking does not affect range attacks.
There we go. Okay, so 1d20.
Yep.
Boing. Oh, so close to being
So
a
that's a
20.
9 to hit.
That's gonna miss. She just
Why do I
puts her hand up in
suck?
front of that one too.
Have that.
I've
It's not
had better characters.
you. Yeah, but have they been as fun?
No.
Have your other characters fucked as much.
I was about to say, Oshun does have probably the highest body count of all your characters.
Ha 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 ha.
Ashal. What would you like to do, Ashal? You are above everyone, meaning you have height advantage.
Yeah,
So,
but
you know,
I
if you
don't
want to
have-
betray Bogdan and just throw a fireball at him.
I can take it.
could.
Like, Ashal would do that if Ashal could do that. A lot of the time.
I really want to catch that soul, and the only way I realistically have of doing that is probably making. I'm going to try one more Mind Sliver, see if I can get her to take that D4 on that negative D4 on an Essence Trap.
Oh, she's going to fail.
Good. Excellent.
Small
So you're
damage.
saying don't make her saving throw.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because
Got it.
I was originally going to cast on her when I first went up there, but I keep my Blood Mage and Sorcerer spells separate, so I didn't want to apply the Tempestuous Magic to the Blood Magic spell. So I used Mental Spear instead.
It's over, Bogdan.
Bogdan! It's not over, it's Bogdan's turn.
Hang on, I'm just pulling up if I don't remember if Eldritch Knights get granted magic weapons, and if they do, at what level.
Good question.
I think the weapon bond isn't magical. I think this has come up in the Monday game when one of the players was an Eldritch Knight. It's the sort of thing that you feel like they probably should be, but they aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'll just I shall give her a couple strikes and hope for the best. Well, that wasn't it.
That's a miss.
That's not it, Chief. Hey.
That is a hit. She's very quick, but then you can get a strong strike on her.
Okay.
Blimey. It's a lot, although again, there is that clashing of sound of steel on steel, like you've just hit something metal or stone. But
I get it. She's a brick house. I'm done.
So, how much do we have to weaken this Pokemon before you can capture it?
I can cast Essence Trap at any point.
You only need one go.
I have lots of goes, but I can only replenish the blood points I use to power it with an action each turn. So basically, if I miss this next one, I'm not going to bother. But please don't make her make a save, because that would this turn.
So she crits you, Bogdan.
Shouldn't we get her like pretty much?
Hold up.
Make any difference. I can hold. I can hold.
Yeah,
those many turns.
that sucks.
Shield won't do anything against a crit.
Yeah.
But she
It's
has
going to be 8 slashing damage, but what's more important than that is that this is across the face.
My
I
best.
I bless.
It doesn't.
Ow.
She has to fail a saving throw. And my best.
But next up, the man of the hour, the mind-controlled, schmind-controlled
Saving.
bot of the rogue with advantage right now against Bogdan. You ever been betrayed by the guy you hired to help you kill a king?
Okay.
It's a hit. He's going to do sneak attack as well. So that's going to be 4 and 7 damage, and then he's going to make an offhand attack with his dagger. This won't actually do the damage it says, because it has a +3 on it. So I will roll a separate dice, actually.
Where'd you put my baby?
Plot armor NPC. We're
The
not.
baby
thinking
is
about
in a
it.
flower pot outside.
Just put it on the lawn.
So all of that damage against you, Bogdan. That is altogether 15.
Okay, so that's 4 damage. Because I already did the 11.
Yeah.
I am Lao.
Yeah. Bodov is just like tearing into you as a rogue does. Ocean!
Oh, wait. She had disadvantage on me.
No, she didn't.
Because I have protection from good and evil.
Oh, she would have.
does.
Yes. But
So did
we're
you roll
already-
that with advantage?
We're already way past her attacks, so
Alright.
I can only apply on the new ones. This is what I said. We'll go back, but not if it's like been 2 or 3 turns. So we'll remember that from now on. That's why she didn't try to charm you though, because fuck trying to get past that. At least right now. Ocean.
Just for this turn.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try and get her again with the pew pew.
That one is a hit.
Yes. Oh shit.
It means, yeah, roll damage. Yeah, that's a pretty drastic hit too. It kind of hits her on the side and she shrieks out.
Oh, she just goes, finally.
She looks a little more demonic as she's hit, right? Like her visage shifts even more. The cheek kind of like burns and becomes like a little scaled. She is not static in her appearance at this point. Ashal, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast Essence Trap and really hope that
Come on.
So she has a D4 minus on this.
Yeah.
So she rolls a 15, but -3. That is enough for her to be bound, but you don't deal enough damage. She's very, very
I don't
weak.
need to kill her.
You can see...
I don't need to kill her.
Exactly, that it remains bound. You can see
Yeah.
the fiendish energy being, like, dragged from her. So as she was hit and she was, like, turning to scales, you almost see some of those scales being dragged, but not... They don't go anywhere. It was something they drag and fade and drag and fade. It's like someone pulling with a smudge tool over and over, right? Towards a Shal and a soul gem. That unlike some of the other soul gems where you catch something that's shaking, no difficulty. It's smooth. It's the right thing for the moment. No, you have not won yet.
She might kill me yet before the.
Though Bogdan could just bonk her to death right now.
Okay, I have advantage, right? Because of guiding bolt.
Yes.
I attack her.
I decide to rest this turn.
I take the dodge action.
How do you want to kill her? Bear in mind her soul is going to just be slurped into the gem.
Nothing fancy, probably just simple decapitation. Swift and to the point.
I was thinking head off.
Yeah.
How to deal with monster? Remove head. Done. And as you do, as the head and body are removed, both turn into hellfire and through the air, up the stairs, into the soul gem. All of that warmth gets turned within. She has a name. You can't rename the ones that have names.
Oh yeah.
But they gain experience faster if you have enough badges. Shal has no badges.
It's like a Houndoom, or is it like fire, or is it?
Houndoom is probably.
So as she like turns to fire and does all that, then Bogdan will just like sharply turn around and just look at Baltov like, "Are we done? Are you still mind control?"
Well done. And he says, like, just sheathing his weapons, kind of like giving it like
done.
that, like, yeah, I'm sorry, but we're dwarves and we don't have to say it. We both know what happened here.
And then I turn to Hiron Hall and I say, "Proof enough?"
High
I
fives all
would
round, high
say
fives all round.
that would pass to the Justicars. I will have some explaining to do, but yes.
You got some.
It turns out I was right. A warrior of your skills was needed.
This is where we can end off today. With the succubus bear chest contained and one ally of the king removed. For now.
Yay!
We did it.
You did it.
We did it.
I mean, Ocean, you were mostly an antagonist during that
I mean,
fight.
to be fair, that guiding bolt at the end was pretty.
That
clutch.
guiding bolt at the end, actually, because you could totally see the fight where it's like, oh, we just need one more hit. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Oh, butteraxe. And that has happened before. I think in like Narashira Nights a few times where we had a similar kind of layout.
I'm just like this.
I had a fight live.
I'm not doing with my
I
level.
came down to
ups.
1 hit point
You're
difference.
doing it right.
Yeah.
I'm
The
afraid
main villain killed everyone and he had 1 hit point left.
that is quite low.
It actually happens a surprising amount with this party. I guess I got the balance right, because I do have to do some different balancing because it's such a weird party. And I guess I got it right if it comes down to 1 so much.
I have to find a tiara or something I can wear on my arm that can give me more wisdom.
You don't have the funds.
Wisdom
Permanent stat
bangle.
increase.
Wisdom
Expensive.
amulet.
Like, you could spend a downtime going, I want this specific thing, and then I would go, here it is, here's the price, and you'd go, so,
You're
maybe
only a couple
just...
of levels off an ability score improvement.
Really?
You could improve.
And you
your
are you are getting things done at a rapid rate.
We are.
Oh, okay.
And if you continue to do so, you may, in fact, level up. But not today!
Oh, we should have fought
Harry Hole.
the other person that's not Bogdan.
Bot off.
Bottom.
Yeah.
I don't think waylaying our allies is the path to enlightenment.
Well, she is a priestess of Ivrith. That is part of her religion.
That was insensitive of me. I'm sorry, Ocean.
Probably about like eating them to become stronger.
No, it's like literally betraying your superiors to take their place as part of your religion. Maybe not Ocean's reading of the book,
Yeah.
but everyone else's. How else do you
the
think
usurper
Lithura
church.
became the daimao in the first place?
There is.
I guess
yeah.
it is in the name.
It is in the.
isn't
I was
it?
going to say it's kind of in the name.
Which is
yeah.
not why it's the name, but it is in the name.
Why is it the name?
You read the law.
I'm dyslexic. I don't read.
There's actually a really nice description in A Mother's Love from the point of view of the Wood Elves. There is a play they do about the event that created the Usurper Queen and Usurper Elves. But basically, the Usurper Elves and the Usurper Queen are named after their attempt to take over the Wood Elves.
The surface.
Yeah.
Now I
Nice.
remember this.
Yeah.
This is why we should have a podcast.
Yeah, well, give me money. That's what I say to that.
If I had any money.
I don't have any time, but if I had money, I would make time.
Because money equals time.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
then
it
we all
works.
get like depressed.
Well, what a lovely place to end off today's session with
We
a victory over an enemy and a real just interesting encounter. I'm glad I made like that little manor. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna use the inside of that manor. I was gonna make a basement, and she was gonna be like, "You're in my basement of Eve," like. But this is a fun like you're just fighting inside someone's house and wandering
you know,
around it.
For once, it actually sort of all worked quite well. Ashal going off on their own worked okay.
I don't think you could claim that one.
love
It worked out okay, but I don't think you could say it worked out like, what a good plan.
I'm not claiming that there was necessarily a good plan. I'm just saying it worked out well.
I've got this strong image in my mind of Ashal, everyone in the basement. Ashal's just like, well, everything worked out okay. And then they're like, what an interesting...
it's literally...
And then the credits roll, and they're like...
It's literally the Sailor Moon tuxedo mask meme. It's
You didn't do anything!
Well, someone who did do something is Bogdan. Chicken, why don't you talk a little bit about... I'm going to stop the evil music while you talk about yourself.
No, it's
A little
fitting.
No.
Well, I am going to talk about a game idea. So, hi everybody, I'm Jake, and I'm over at twitch.tv/JakeandZol, where I run a show called Dire Roll. We play role-playing games. I'm told, although we haven't in the past 2 weeks, we probably won't play again this week. We'll probably play board games. I'm also doing the Extra Life Tabletop month of August. So if you guys want to come donate to Extra Life, you can find that over on my stream on Sunday, 6 p.m. Central. That's North American Central. And this week we might play a one shot, but maybe not because one of our players doesn't know if he'll be available. So if we don't play a one shot, we'll play some board games on Tabletop Simulator and have a good time. We are close to announcing the next campaign for Die Roll. And that's that. So if you want to come see me and a bunch of other nerds play some games on Sunday, we'd love to see you. Otherwise, Ollie, thanks for having me on.
As
Ian
always,
and Zoe.
week after week.
Well, I'm pleased to say that the webcam survived despite flickering, and when I bonked the table just now, it made a very worrying flicker, but it survived.
I've had
don't.
I had something like that before. I don't know if it was a webcam, but where it's like, no, it was my old laptop. If I like put it down heavily on a surface, it shut down. Which is not very useful on a laptop.
I've
Time to
seen that
finish my
before,
work.
yeah, I've seen that sort of thing before. But yes, that was a fun session full of philosophy, murdering fiends, unplanned happenings,
All the
and
good
general good
things.
fun. If you want more Ollie Rand D&D content, or well, I suppose general content, but mostly D&D on the Patreon, go to Ollie's Patreon and subscribe for $5 a month.
There are fun things.
There is a game that is run on Mondays that is the audio is recorded and put on Patreon. That's a C at the moment. That's a nautical game.
That campaign is under a little bit of a hiatus because I keep having things arranged on Mondays. I have no control over this. It's like 3 or 4 weeks of break, all outside of my control completely.
That said, if you're looking forward to it, we're probably getting close to the climax of the campaign.
You're in like the final arc, unless you wander off, because this is a typical D&D game, and I am not railroading you at all. So you could just you have a ship, you can just go somewhere else.
Make it last longer.
Well, what I was going to say, you could take this mini hiatus to catch up and be ready for the climax.
I mean, Ian really wants to be a Gromliak. So.
Well, that's a bit more difficult if the next campaign isn't in the Underrealm. But anyway, there is also at the moment a theoretically bi-weekly Pokemon game that's on Tuesdays. That gets rave reviews from Zoe every week, who anticipates it greatly and asks me to download it as soon as possible. So that features me as well. And generally just subscribe for art updates and posts and such like.
Lots of art at the moment on Patreon.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of it. Lots of characters like Cinnabelle from this game, Roy from the Monday game. So yeah, go subscribe.
I'm the writer for Schism, and there's so much fun, so many things, and so many things to be excited about, and I like it.
You're speaking like a spooky fairground ride attractor who like his horrible past. But yes. Schism is coming nebulously soon. There's also there is a lot going on at Arcadus Entertainment, given things that happen, right? But Arcadus Entertainment is going to have some great things going on. And I'm doing a lot of things as well, as I am getting better and stronger as they pump me full of drugs.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
I'm going to be all of those things, especially one of them. Which one? Well, you might find out if you check out the chill streams. Lots of art streams. Some of them are going to be D&D art streams of the characters. A lot of them are the Binding of Isaac project I'm doing right now, where a lot of that is actually Jarviskjir canon. I do joke about the wiki. We do have a Jarviskjir wiki. I'm always looking for more people to sign up to write on it, because a lot of the times in these streams we mention things that should be canon, and I would love for them to be like actually recorded for a glance. I
slipped off the radar. I was working my way through the campaigns and characters and slipped off.
It's a lot. It's a lot to do. But the nice thing about the wiki is that it's kind of a big project that anyone, if you're a community member or want to be, can take part on. It is required, like access only, but you just gotta not be an asshole to get access. And other than that, art streams, game streams, pretty much every day at around 9 p.m. There is going to be a Saturday campaign starting next month, set in a part of Jarviskjir that will be familiar if you know your law, and but very far away from this one. And there are generally lots of other projects that are going on. You should definitely follow the Discord. You should follow me on Twitter for more information. The Discord is a great place if you are interested in any of this stuff we mentioned. We will. I don't know where that sentence was going. I don't know why I said we will. I don't know where that. We will something.
We will.
We will. I can guarantee you that. We're gonna go now. Goodbye. Thank you to everyone for coming by. See ya.
Bye.